Sonic needs a redesign. No, hold on now. Before y'all go crazy and start saying some random comments, saying some toxic crap, saying, oh, Sonic doesn't need a redesign, he's perfectly fine. Shut up! While his design is perfectly fine, I feel like the model they use for the character has gotten a bit, I wouldn't say stale, but it's been milked. One thing I've noticed about character designs in terms of culture today and generation is the fact that most franchises have switched to redesigns and redesigned their main IPs to make more modern. For example, Mario back in the 1990s and mid-90s as well has turned from a pixel character, a pixel for the Nintendo Entertainment System, all the way to a modern look. From his 2000s look kind of similar to what you've seen like renders like Mario Kart Wii, all the way to the current designs we have today. Same thing goes for Fox McCloud, his design for the N64, all the way to the design from Star Fox Zero. Knowing that the design is a bit too much and they could have done a little bit better, but I'm not complaining. Sonic needs the same treatment, although he's perfectly fine as a whole. I feel like his model and 3D design needs to be a little bit different. His personality is perfectly fine. His shoes are perfectly fine. Well, that's what I would have said if they didn't keep changing it. Now, I'm not a quick critique when it comes down to character design and 3D modeling, but if everyone was a worker at Sega, which I hope and pray I will, I would probably redesign Sonic's shoes in all of its proportions. For Sonic, I'm going to work on 3 characters. Okay, I'm going to take that back. Work on 2 characters, because I'm really tired right now. 2 characters. That being Sonic and my boy Tails. Before y'all say I'm a fan for Tails, I am a fan for Tails. Without further ado, let's get going.
Fox here. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content and hit that notification bell to get notified on a new video. With that being said, enjoy the video.
The process for Sonic the Hedgehog, the world's fastest hedgehog, one of the main protagonists, was a bit of a struggle. I kind of like took inspiration of spikes or quills. Spikes or quill, I don't understand. Mainly from Sonic Adventure and Sonic CD. One thing I like about Sonic Adventure and Sonic CD is the fact that they have personality designs. Sonic has that Nike-like smile, while spikes are more bigger. In Sonic CD, his spikes are more upwards. It's kind of like what you see in the 90s cartoon of Sonic SatAM, or what you see in the intro of Sonic CD. One thing I like about the intro of Sonic CD is the design they gave for Classic Sonic. Or regular Sonic. I don't know. I like these upward spikes that I've seen for Sonic and Sonic CD. And I wanted to take that inspiration with Sonic. So, I decided to make his limbs more skinnier, his spikes more similar to the Tyson Hess art style that we currently see in today's generation, his shoes more kind of like, make his shoes more sharp and very tiny to the point where he's able to walk as fast as he can. And I decided to keep his eyes not circle rounded, but just a simple line shape. Why? Because I think it fits him. And to change his muzzle, instead of just making the basic one we have in today's standards, I decided to make it more of like a hot dog wiener shape. I don't know, for some reason it fits him. It makes him look like an actual hedgehog. Make it look like an actual hedgehog and stuff like that. Now for Supersonic, it is basically the same thing, but with different standards. One thing I loved about Supersonic and Sonic Frontiers is the fact that while they kept the design from Sonic Forces, they improved the Forces model in Frontiers and made it a lot better than it should have been. In Sonic Forces, the model for Forces of Sonic and every character was a bit stale, mainly due to the fact that Sonic Team didn't have enough time to work on the game due to Sega rushing it. But one thing I didn't like about Forces is the expressions they give to each character. One thing I haven't seen in modern games is the fact that they don't have a lot of expressions. Games such as Hi-Fi Rush or Fire Emblem, they have a lot of expressions that I seem to like, but Hi-Fi Rush takes the cake. I like how every character has a type of personality. Shy, one of the main protagonists, has that cocky personality, where all the other characters have more serious, more cocky personality, but at the same time get to the point. Same thing goes with Fox McCloud. Fox McCloud once became a cocky person, to the point where he started taking his role to take his place after his father's death very seriously in later entries. In Star Fox Assault, he turned from a very cocky pilot to a very serious pilot, and taking his missions very importantly seriously. The same thing goes for Sonic Frontiers, with Forces. With Forces still have that cocky Sonic from the kind of like from the Pontiac and Graf era, where Pontiac and Graf were riding Sonic. Thank God they're gone. Frontiers has that personality still, but it's toned down all the way. It has that personality between Adventure Sonic and the Sonic from Sonic and the Secret Rings. Where Sonic has that fusion between, it's kind of like a fusion between Jason Griffin and Ryan Drummond, but if they fuse them together, you have more of a mature version of it. Like Ryan Griffin or Jason Drummond, whatever. I don't know. I kind of like that with Sonic Frontiers. It took every character that I've loved more, and one thing I've missed a lot of. One thing I missed about Sonic as a whole is that not only his stories have been more serious, it's that his stories have been more inspirational. Most of the stories are more like friendship and taking things to the next level. While in Frontiers, it has that statement. It's to the point where it takes everything from that Sega's learned from the past and basically destroyed everything that Pontiac and Graf made. Tails learning how to work on his own, being more independent. Knuckles learning about his past and what he can and can't do to fix the mistakes. Amy learning about being free and learning how to work on her own, even if Sonic's not around. Eggman being an asshole. Sage learning that she's been created, she doesn't know what her purpose is until Sonic teaches her the meanings of life and what her purpose really is. Well, that being to serve with Eggman, but not only that, but to be a good role model. Eggman is now canonly a father. That's what I'm assuming with Sonic Frontiers. Since Eggman made Sage to be more of like a robotic daughter, I'm guessing he wanted to do that to basically take a break. If you like Metal Sonic, then he wanted Sage to be more like a sister to Metal Sonic. Okay, I'm being a little off track. For Sonic design, I kept it more similar to the Toei, Juno, or Tyson Hess art style from the Sonic CD and Sonic Mania Adventures, and kept this art style similar to the 2000s art style of Jet Set Radio and between the Star Fox. Why did you ask for Star Fox? Don't ask. I like both franchises. Now we move on to Tails. Oh boy, Tails was a hard one. Mainly because his design may be so simple, but at the same time, it was hard to keep his design fox alive. It was kind of hard to do it since a lot of people have made their fair share of redesigning Tails, but at the same time, I wanted to make my art style similar to theirs, but not all the way. I wanted to keep my art style simple and original. I took the designs from my later characters and took the designs from my own original characters, Jared R. Fox, and amplified the details. For some reason it fits them. For those who don't know, on TikTok, I keep that design that I've been sticking with Tails mainly all my life. And since Tails is one of my #1 favorite Sonic characters of all time, I wanted to take that inspiration that I've learned in the past and put it and amplify it to Tails. His shoes are more tinier and more bigger. His shoes are blue instead of red because I don't want him to be a full copycat of Sonic. His tails are more spikier. His muzzle is the same as Sonic, but more of a fox-like type. His eyelids, and same for Sonic's, it's not connected to each other. Well, it's not connected to each other, but if you, it's hard to explain. I'm not really good at giving opinions and expressions, but you get the point.